Hey everybody, it's Josh from CollectionDX.com here with a review. This is the MechFansToys 7062 Jiaolong submarine transformer. Glorio 1, you will always be the pride of China. I love weird things that transform that especially aren't like licensed, and this hit the mark for me. It came out in 2019 and it wasn't super expensive. I think it was like 40-50 bucks at the time. I don't know what it goes for now. It comes in a nice box. It's not too big. It's got little instructions how to do things. You can fit a Diaclone, the new Diaclone pallets in there, which is nice. But yeah, let's get into the submarine and check it out. So here it is. It's all plastic, but it's a really nice solid plastic. And it is well done, I have to say. These little arms move. There's a little assembly you got to do. You got to put these cages on, this front section on, and you got to pop these little movable arms on. But overall, it's gorgeous, right? It sits on the ground like so. It's got these little flat runners so you can put it down. It hides any robot kibble reasonably well underneath. You don't it kind of just looks like a submarine toy. So props to them. This thing is really solid, well made. In vehicle mode, it's awesome. It is an opening cockpit right here. And you can see the Diaclone. So this Diaclone driver does not come with this, but you can see it's just perfectly scaled for a little Diaclone driver. It's got some detailed controls in there, but check this out up here. It's a little LED light. So if you turn that light on, you can see the light through the holes in the cockpit. I think that's really cool. What I really like about it is everything has a tab, but they're not these giant obtrusive tabs. They're just like little things to let you know where things are supposed to go. And in some cases, those tabs are only relevant when you're turning it back into the submarine. So let's go through here what to do to make this a robot. All right, just open that up and then kind of pull these out from the sides. And these areas where the cage are, you kind of have to come out like that. See how I separated it there? And you do the same thing on the other side. But because the cages are pieces that you added on, I wouldn't pull from the cages. I just kind of give it a little wiggle, right? Underneath, you separate that section and you bring this around. But as you're bringing it around, right, make sure you twist those back and they'll tab in underneath. Okay. So while we're at the legs, let's look at the legs. They have you can see it better in this one. The feet come down, turn forward, and then these kind of have a reverse knee joint. And here it clicks. Everyone appreciates a click. And look how nice and tight all this is. So good. All right, and since we see the arms, let's do the same thing here. Arms come out like so, and then the hands go out. Now, notice these, like, for example, these tabs right here, they're just for these to line up securely in here when it's in submarine mode. It's the only reason they're there. It's just on a really nice touch, okay? So from the other side, we collapse this panel here, which you probably will do accidentally. And you open that, bring it around. You can kind of turn these fingers in. And we'll just do the same thing on the other side. Bring that around. Bring these out. Bring that in. And the last thing we have to do is just sort of collapse this. And even that, notice there's a little tab under there, just snaps right in. And then you have this gorgeous little submarine robot, which I have to position so it does not fall over. Right? Oh my God, I love this thing. It is so great. So, you know, these stay movable. You know, you can still open the cockpit and turn the light on, and there's a little pilot in there. But you've got this great range of motion here with these, you know, ball joints, but they're just tight enough. And, you know, it's just really, really well. So I'm super impressed. This is actually my first MechFansToys purchase, and I wish they'd do more stuff like this and less kind of like, oh, we're doing another Optimus Prime, you know? I know they have a little original character line that they're coming out with now of just like these like military figures and military robot figures, and those look cool, but this is just awesome. I'm so in love with it. It's great. So there's a weapon included, and the weapon's kind of weak, I have to say. It's like a spear gun, but there is a little notch at the end, or is it for a rope? I'm not sure. There's no rope. There's no notch. It does go in. Maybe you're supposed to tie it together. I don't really know. But it goes in just fine. There's no trigger. It doesn't launch, and you got to really see the little tab there on the handle. That's basically your cue to wrap the hand around that. And it fits okay. You gotta work it. But that's essentially it. See, he's got a little wiggle. I'm sure I could do it a little better. But the downside of the gun, and it's something I'm kind of a stickler of, is that there's no place for the gun to store while it's in submarine mode. It's just back in box, right? I don't know, this thing is pretty sweet. I like it a lot. I wish they'd do more. I'd love to see a whole line of different submarines from different countries. This is a very Chinese toy for a Chinese market. It's got China flags on it. It's very Chinese in that regard, but it's stunning, right? It's really stunning. So kudos to MechFansToys for this phenomenal little guy. I'm a fan. I like it a lot. I can't think of really anything that I would rather anything they would rather do except for maybe either find a place for this, you know, or make a different gun that stores somewhere, even underneath or on top or on the side, even if it's not realistic. Or do something like how hard, you know, if you're gonna make it this big, it should be able to shoot, right? You would think. So I don't know. I like it a lot. I wanted to share it with you. This is Josh from CollectionDX.com. We will see you next time.